Hello, and welcome to balancedact. Finally out of my car. I'm in a new place now. Been here for a couple of months now, actually. So I figured I had best start filming from my place versus my car because I'm good and settled in now. A lot of good things happening in my life right now. Really feeling great, and I'm really excited for life right now. So, welcome to my new humble abode. Welcome to the episode of balancedact. So today I want to talk about fear, and for good reason. Main reason why is because I experienced something incredible over the weekend. Me and my girlfriend Angela, we went to this breathwork ceremony that a friend of ours was running named Joe Brown. So Joe is trained in breathwork, and he facilitated this style of breathwork where you breathe in through your mouth and out of your mouth quick succession to actually put your body in a fight or flight state, and you will freak the hell out like I did. I was not expecting this at all. There was no drugs involved, and all that it was me lay on the floor with a blanket over me, breathing really hard and fast through my mouth. And I went into a trance, and I don't even remember what happened. I know I went to a trance and I came out of it. When I came out of it, I was shaking like this, my body shaking like this. And I started making this noise like that. It was weird. I don't know what was happening. All I know is once the ceremony was done, lasted for about 30 minutes, I can feel every fear that I had and why. And a lot of it had to do with like social interactions. Like there was these couple of ladies there who were at the breath ceremony, and sometimes I get a little edgy or sketchy around new people. Maybe it comes from growing up in New York during the 90s, mind you. And I just remember feeling that way. I just remember feeling like really, really kind of like stand off with them. But then why I felt that way. And then I was looking at Angela, and I felt good. I said, okay, Angela's here, yeah, Then I look back at them, I'm like, like that. It was weird. So the next day, I would walk around town, or I would walk around anywhere, and I would just feel the fear. It was constant. It was overwhelming. So, I feel the fear. I feel fear here. I know why. Oh, I feel fear here. I'm at work, and I know why I feel fear at work. Oh, I'm talking to this person. I know why I feel fear. Oh, I'm driving in traffic. I know why I'm feeling fear. It just became overwhelming. It was too much. And one thing I realized was like, I live in a constant state of fear. Me, Mr. Juan Efraim Rivera Jr., Mr. Balancedact, Mr. Graphic designer, Mr. Storyteller, illustrator, father of two, single father, badass motherfucker, martial artist, constantly lives in fear. Mr. Confident, me. Constantly in fear. It's like, what do I do? What do I do about that? How do I handle that? How do I handle being in fear constantly all the time? I don't know, but now I knew that I could feel it. So after an interesting night and freaking the hell out, I came to a realization. Oh, this is a superpower. Oh, this is a tool I can use. Oh, I can use this tool to know when I'm in fear. And know that when I'm in fear, I have a choice to make now. That I can decide to calm down and decide to be okay, and decide to be good, and no longer be in fear. I talked to my friend Joe today, as a matter of fact. He goes to Sacred Space as well, and tonight was community night at Sacred Space, and he was there, and I told him my experience, and he said, yeah, man, now you have this opportunity, now that you can feel your fear, when you're in fear, when your body's entering into what you call the sympathetic nervous system is being turned on. So you go into fight or flight. You know it now. You can feel it when it's happening. So as you feel that rise, you can sit there and tell your body, look around yourself. Am I safe? And if you're not safe, say, oh shit, I'm not safe. Just let me know. Let's go. Or you can look around yourself and say, am I safe? No, I'm fine. Okay, it's good. Okay. Thank you, body, but we're good. There's just some old shit that's coming up. We can relax now. It's like a fucking superpower. It's amazing. So if you live in the Tampa Bay area, look him up, Joe Brown, and his breathwork ceremonies are incredible. So this experience that I've had with facing my own fears, because I faced some really bad fears, some really bad traumas came up from childhood during the ceremony. I started remembering things that I forgot about that were traumatic. Fear is a very real experience of pain without anything actually hurting you. Fear is a big experience of actual pain because your body is in pain. Your mind is making your body believe that it's in pain. And then it wants to motivate you to run or to fight or to hide. This is what it's all about. It's a simple thing of survival. But it's not so simple in the fact that it can control you. Fear turns off your prefrontal cortex, turns off your thinking mind, your human mind, and back here gets activated, okay? So your very base reptilian mind gets activated, and you're just sitting there in fear. So what do? Well, if you don't have the opportunity to do a breathwork ceremony or a psychedelic ceremony to kind of wake you up, maybe therapy, what are some things that you can do on your own in order to face fear? Well, I definitely recommend finding some help if you do face very bad fears, anxieties, problems getting out of bed, stuff like that. The mind has a way of playing tricks on you. Like, I didn't know I was living in fear most of the time. I had no idea that I was that afraid all the time until after the breathwork ceremony. So the one thing I could say for sure is that you have to be aware of your fear. So how do you get there? I got there through this breathwork ceremony with Joe. Perhaps somebody could get there through therapy, like I said, psychedelic drugs, but used obviously with a facilitator. I don't know. I really don't know. Smoke some weed in the backyard with some friends. Probably not the best way, but become aware of your fear and when you are afraid. And when that happens, then you can start to face it. Then you can start to coach your mind and your body, be able to mitigate those fears. I was talking to another friend of mine today named Ralph, and he has ADHD. And he was asking me some information about ADHD and how do I cope with it on a daily basis. And I said, one thing I do is I train my mind to release dopamine in intervals where it would normally not, being that my brain is an ADHD brain. So with the normal brain, I always hesitate to say normal because I don't think there's anything really wrong with anyone with ADHD. But in the normal brain, as you do a task, even if it's one that's uninteresting to you, your body's constantly rewarding you for doing that task because they know that task is good for your survival. So, okay, this job kind of sucks, it's not the best, but I know I get a check at the end of the week. So squirt the dopamine throughout the day as I do this job that I don't really enjoy, but I know it's going to help me out through my survival. ADHD brain doesn't do that. ADHD brain just basically does not give you that dopamine. It just sits there and you're just being tortured doing this thing you don't want to fucking do. That's what happens with the ADHD brain. So what I've done is I trained my brain to give me that dopamine hit while I'm doing a menial task or something that's uninteresting to me. So it's like, oh, okay, I did this part. Feel good now. Okay, so I did this part of the project. I can feel good now. Okay, oh, I'm done. Release. Feel good. Then move on to the next one. So I was telling him about this. And I think dealing with fear is the same thing. So first, be aware of the fear, however you get there. And then secondly, train your brain to calm your nervous system down. Because that's what needs to happen. See, we're always running on automatic because our bodies are supposed to work very well that way. But if your body happens not to, you're constantly stuck in fear. Like in my situation, going to work or driving in traffic or certain social settings. When you're in those situations, as my friend said, look around yourself and see, am I safe? Then have a conversation with yourself, with your sympathetic nervous system, with your nervous system. Hey, thanks for warning me, but we're good. This is where I want to be. I want to be here. I want to do this thing that we're doing. Thank you for warning me, but we're okay. Now we're going to move forward. Sounds pretty simple, right? It's not. It's not. Your brain will do all types of things to keep you in fear because it's trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you alive. The ego is necessary for survival here on earth. Us spiritual beings having this human experience. We need our egos. We need our egos to keep us alive. But sometimes our egos go haywire, obviously. So at those points, that's when we need help. So really, when you're dealing with fear, you can try some of these things I talked about today. Become aware of the fear. See when you become afraid and why. And now start to train your brain to calm down in those situations. Look around. Am I safe? I am? Great. I'm not? Out. I am? Great. Now calm down. Now, if that doesn't work for you or you can't seem to fit that square peg in that round hole, seek professional help. I really do recommend seeking professional help. Fear is a motherfucker. And fear turns off this thinking brain. And fear will control you. It will keep you in a corner. I've been, for the last couple of years, struggling with not being as productive as I used to be because I fear burnout. I burnt myself out in 2021, 2022, and since then I haven't been quite as productive as I would normally be, and that's because I've been afraid of burning myself out again. So I faced that fear. It's not a good feeling. It sucks. It hurts. Some things you gotta push through. So that's another thing too. Sometimes you just gotta push through the fear. But you have to be the judge of that for yourself. So I want to thank Joe Brown for that wonderful, beautiful ceremony. Thank Angela for bringing me there. Sacred Space, of course. Look out this weekend for the first episode of the Sacred Space podcast coming out from my boy, my friend Jason, and the one who owns Sacred Space. And it should be a good ride. There's a lot to come. There's a lot of content coming from me. I look forward to just blessing all of you with as much information that I've taken in and that I've been blessed with, and I am blessed to give that over to you. So I do hope you enjoy this channel. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. I love you all. Face your fears. Let's learn how to face these fears together. We can do this. We can figure this out. We can figure out how to face our fears so we can live the life that we dream of, even better than we dream of. Because fear may be the only thing in our way from the life of our wildest dreams, beyond our wildest dreams. That's it for this week. Thank you for visiting me again. As always, I love you. See you soon. Bye now.